Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today I'm going to talk about out-of-state investing in real estate. Don't allow anyone to scare you into thinking investing out of state is a big deal. It's really not a big deal, right? The difference is that you're more of an executive. You're always an executive, right? Because you have to make decisions on how things sort of operate, right? You're sort of a COO more because you're now building a team that you're trusting, that you've hired to run that shop at that location, right? Immensely critical is understanding the market, right? Understanding if you're going to a primary or secondary or even third tier market, right? Those are the main elements, right? And markets are categorized by population, right? So you want to make sure that you understand that's number one, right? In what market you want to invest on. There's always great markets throughout the country, right? So understanding that's first. And then you want to take it more granular, right? And look for government incentives in whichever market you're looking to invest on that are at the federal, state, local levels, even at the county level, right? What incentives are there? You want to also understand you're in a landlord friendly state or in a tenant friendly state. That matters to some degree, right? Generally speaking, blue states are tenant friendly. Most blue states, most red states. I'm not saying all. Most blue states, most red states are most blue states, are tenant friendly. Most red states are landlord friendly. Don't take my word for it, just look it up. Most blue counties are tenant friendly. Most red counties are landlord friendly. Look it up, right? If I'm wrong, drop your comments below. I love to get into a healthy debate. So like I said, understanding the market. Number two, government incentives, like I said, at the federal, state, and local levels. You want to understand the population size of these markets. Key thing, understanding the jobs in this market. Let me go back to population. You want to understand the internal mobility that's happening in these states or in these markets, and the external mobilities that are happening in these markets as well, right? Are there an influx of people moving in? Even a perfect example today, right? Florida, there are people fleeing out of certain states, even Canada, to go to Florida, right? For many reasons, right? I don't want to get into politics, but for many reasons, right? So Florida right now in certain counties, they're seeing an influx of people coming from everywhere in the United States and out of the country, right? That's sort of an anomaly, is an outlier, but irrespective of that, these are the type of things you should look for, right? What are they looking for? You want to meet the demands of the customer, right? That goes with any business, right? You want to be agile and meet the demand of the customer. Understanding the population, jobs, right? Are there jobs? People typically gravitate to where there are jobs, right? So these are the type of things you have to kind of evaluate. If you're, when I say market, let me go back to markets, right? Understand the market. Not only you have to understand whether it's a primary, secondary market, you have to understand the neighborhoods, A, B, and C, and D neighborhoods, right? A neighborhoods, or you're looking at pristine, Whole Foods, those type of things. Starbucks, perhaps. Community, right? B neighborhoods, you're not going to have many issues with jobs and late pay. You may, but very seldom, right? C and D neighborhoods, D neighborhoods, you may want to, but even those neighborhoods I invest on. So I'm not going to walk away from those neighborhoods. There's opportunity. The point I'm trying to make is there's opportunity everywhere. You just have to do your research, right? Like I said, government incentives, population, whether there is an influx or outflux of people in that state, that community, that city, that county, right? Jobs, right? What is the biggest? Who are the biggest employers in that state? Who are the biggest employers in that county, in that city, right? where do most employees live that work in that for the biggest employer in that state or in that city or in that county, right? What are the price points in that city or in that market, right? Do they fit your criteria? So you've done all this research. You're like, oh, I'm going to invest in Detroit, for instance. And I'm not here to bash Detroit. Detroit, there's a lot of money going into Detroit. Understand the jobs, the price points, right? And then after you've done all that research, you have all your research, you understand the county, the streets, what areas, what blocks. You can get it to that level, to the granular level, right? And you can also do that by meeting real estate agents. It doesn't have to be in that order. You can all happen at the same time, but you can research those areas by meeting property management companies or even real estate agents or even wholesalers, right? That can tell you some of the areas. So the last component that you got to look for when you invest out of state is you want to have boots on the ground. And I hate that term, but I'm using that term. You want to have people that you trust, that you've interviewed. You can offer a job, whether it's a property management company or a contractor or someone that just looks out for your property, right? You want to have boots on the ground. Because right now, once you build that team, right? Now you're running that team. Now they're coming to you for decisions. So that's probably one of the main differences, that you're not necessarily there all the time, but you gotta have self-awareness. If you're the type of person that I have to be there all the time, then maybe out of state is not for you. 50% of the time I'm just not that guy, because I see it as opportunity cost, right? If I'm gonna go fix a toilet, which I've done, if I'm gonna go fix a shower handle, if I'm gonna go mop the floors, which I've done, I've used to do, if I'm gonna go clean up garbage, which I've done, at some point, and that's good to do. If I'm gonna go fix a leak, which I've done, right? Sweep, which I've done, whatever you name it, I've probably done it in terms of upkeep. But the way I see it is, if I'm going to do that, then I see it as opportunity cost. Sometimes when I used to do that, I used to get back home and try to look at other deals, and I was so physically, not physically drained, but very unmotivated. Like I just wanted to be left alone, chill with my family, relax in I didn't want to now start looking at deals. I used to force myself to do it, but I couldn't make a decision on deals because my mind was still thinking about what I did throughout the day. But that's me, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be you. You can probably do both, right? So those are the main components. The one thing that I would recommend, and I actually began reading this book after I started investing out of state, but a lot of what's in the book I already knew because I've already done it myself. But it points out some great things, and this is a book by a guy I follow on Instagram actually, and I'm hoping I'm not mispronouncing his name, Antoine Martel. Young guy too. I mean, I may be a millennial. I don't know. I'm probably I'm old, but I'm not young. But he seems pretty young to me, and he's killing it. Like he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. I think he's from California, San Mateo, California. But he has strategic things that he does. That he owns a business with. I think it's a family operated business. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. But a lot of what he points out here, I've already done. In fact, most of it I've already done. But it's good to have a reference point, right? I bought the book because I figured I don't know everything. I never claimed to know everything. Let me see if I can learn from someone, some of these young kids, right? In fact, I don't want to call him a kid. He's a grown man. But a lot of you guys inspire me as well, right? And so I looked and I said, wow, there's a few things that I'm going to try myself, right? He talks about every possible thing that you probably, Zillow, hard money lenders. In fact, I even recorded a video on hard money lenders, and he talks about them here. Maybe not to the same degree. I think we have different viewpoints or maybe similar viewpoints, but I point out more key elements on my YouTube video. But he has a lot of good stuff here. So I'm sharing some of the stuff that I read. I think there's a lot of good gems there, good information. So if you're a new guy and you say you're starting out and you want to start out of state, certainly watch my video. Those items, or those same items, are in that book. I'm not getting money for promoting his book at all. I hit him up privately and I said, look, I'm gonna mention your book in my next video. Is that okay? He said, go for it. Right? Obviously benefits him, but I'm not a hater, right? So whatever. Check out his book. Like my channel, subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't allow anyone to tell you or scare you that investing out of state it's bad or is a risk. Everything is a risk. What's not a risk, right? Everything is a risk. So as long as you study, put the hard work in, right? It's like going into an exam in school, right? If you go into an exam and you didn't study, right? Or you half-ass study, you're not gonna go in there confidently, right? But if you study your ass off and you go into the exam, right? You feel confident going in there. You're gonna go in there, with a pep in your step, right? It's the same thing. Nothing changes. The reason I'm getting a little passionate is because I see a lot of people instilling their failures. Just because you failed out of state doesn't necessarily mean everybody else is gonna fail out of state. You better do your research or this is going to happen. No, it's not. It's not going to happen to you. If you do your due diligence the way you should be doing your due diligence, and you're okay with losing. It's okay to lose. It's totally okay, right? You get up, learn from that mistake, and keep it moving. It's a story to tell. Yo, when I first started, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a story to tell. Like, so why do you lose? I've gotten hit in the face, not physically hit in the face, but I've gotten people steal from me, lie to me, BS me. Like, come on, man. That's what builds character, right? And so I'm not gonna tire you out. Those are the few things that I wanted to point out on this YouTube on this video. Please share, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.